Have you ever contemplated how far a mother would go to ensure her child's safety? Let's delve into the story of Jochebed, an unsung heroine from the annals of the Bible. Living in an era of harsh Israelite oppression in Egypt, Jochebed was no stranger to peril, yet when a horrifying decree was issued by the Pharaoh, commanding the death of all newborn Hebrew boys, her courage was tested like never before. Jochebed, a mother caught in the maelstrom of fear, made a decision that would forever alter the course of her life and the history of her people. Her child's life hung in the balance, a precious soul threatened by a tyrant's command. Yet in this moment of despair, Jochebed's love for her child, like a beacon in the darkness, guided her to a bold and daring resolution. A mother's love knows no bounds, even in the face of the most terrifying odds. Imagine the courage it would take to place your newborn into a basket and send him adrift on the Nile River. This is the story of Jochebed, a woman of extraordinary faith and bravery. In a time of great peril when a decree from Pharaoh threatened the lives of all Hebrew baby boys, Jochebed devised a plan, not out of desperation, but from a deep trust in God's providence. She carefully wove a basket of papyrus reeds, waterproofed it with tar and pitch, and nestled her son into this makeshift ark. With a prayer on her lips and faith in her heart, she set the basket adrift on the mighty Nile. Jochebed's faith was not blind. It was based on a divine promise she trusted wholeheartedly. She believed that God would not abandon her child. Her faith was her anchor, her shield against fear and uncertainty. And while her son sailed in the embrace of the Nile, Jochebed's daughter Miriam stood guard from the reeds, her eyes never leaving the precious cargo. Miriam, like her mother, was a woman of faith and courage, embodying the same steadfast trust in God's promise. The basket with its precious cargo eventually caught the attention of Pharaoh's daughter. The princess, upon discovering the baby, felt an immediate surge of compassion. Unbeknownst to her, this child was the very one her father sought to destroy. Yet, in a twist of divine irony, she chose to protect him, even giving him a royal upbringing. Jochebed's act of surrender was not an act of defeat, but one of victory. She did not give up her son to the Nile, but to God. In the face of an impossible situation, she chose faith over fear. Her courage was not in the act of letting go, but in the belief that God would catch him. In the midst of despair, Jochebed's faith and courage shone the brightest. What if the most desperate act of your life turned into the most unexpected blessing? Quite a thought, isn't it? That's exactly what happened with Jochebed. In a twist of divine providence, she was chosen by Pharaoh's daughter to nurse and raise her own son Moses. Yes, the very son she had sent adrift in a basket on the Nile to save his life. As she cradled him once more, little did she know the magnitude of the role Moses was destined to play. As he grew, he was nurtured with the wisdom and faith of his biological mother while enjoying the privileges of the royal palace. Moses, against all odds, grew up to become one of the most important figures in the Bible. He led the Israelites out of Egypt, delivering them from centuries of slavery. And so, from the depths of despair came a beacon of hope, shaping the course of history. What can we learn from the story of this courageous woman? Well, there are a few key lessons we can draw from Jochebed's remarkable life. Firstly, we see the immense power of a mother's love. Jochebed's unwavering devotion to her son Moses, even in the face of terrible danger, is a testament to the depth of her maternal affection. Her love was her guiding force, her strength, and her courage. Secondly, Jochebed's story is one of unshakable faith. Despite the adversity she faced, she held on to her trust in God, believing that He would guide her and her family through their trials. Her faith was not passive, but active and courageous, leading her to take bold steps to protect her child. Lastly, we learn about the unforeseen blessings that can emerge from desperate situations. Jochebed's act of desperation led to Moses being raised in the Pharaoh's palace, setting the stage for the liberation of the Israelites. Jochebed's story is a testament to the power of faith, courage, and a mother's love. In the face of adversity, she chose hope and changed the course of history.